Well, hi there, and welcome to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And we love to improve your home and improve your life. And you know, when we say that, we mean that it can be as simple as buying a houseplant. Because doesn't a houseplant make you feel good?
It sure doesn't. And if I were to say to you that your interior air quality could potentially be poisoning you, and this could be the one thing that could be the antidote to that, things like benzene, toluene, all these organic VOCs that show up in our house from carpeting,
dry cleaning,
candles, all the fragrant things that are in your house that are artificial, could be poisoning you. And in fact, the houseplants could solve that whole thing.
Because they're your friend.
They want to be your nature friend.
So let's talk about how these darn plants that are so gorgeous that, like, I know when you're out running errands, you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to pick up maybe a house plant too. It's a spontaneous kind of a purchase.
Yeah, and you also may be thinking of it from these are decorative things.
They are.
But really, they're
that.
potentially saving the interior air quality, which I think is beautiful. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things that even, I guess, NASA spent some time and money studying to look at how, they wanted to do this for the astronauts so that they could have clean air. Like in the shuttle, right?
That's exactly right.
So why not
Nothing like having in the Apollo missions, having a wandering Jew hanging from the top of the spacecraft.
It's delightful
and
colorful
and
fragrant.
And gives you like fern, fern feeling.
and we both have lovely, speaking of ferns, terrariums. And isn't that making you feel happy?
By the way, and I'm breathing easier, and I feel like I'm contributing to make the inside of my house better.
See? All right. Well, so let's talk about some of the
specific...
Yes,
the answer is yes. I love the terrarium.
You love your terrarium.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. There are some specific ones besides ferns. How about having an aloe vera plant in your home?
And that serves two purposes, too. So, you burn yourself. You get the sunburn. Great. Put the juice of the leaf right on it. Snap it and
get that
spread
little gel in there.
As they say in the aloe vera game, snap it and spread it.
The aloe vera game. That way you save money because you don't have to buy the aloe vera juice at the health store, right? You just have it yourself. But the idea is these are really easy to grow because that's another bonus is we don't want you to kill houseplants. We want it to be effortless.
Yes.
Attractive for your apartment or home interior, and double bonus slasher, it's going to make you feel healthy and be healthier.
That's exactly right. And an aloe vera is a beautiful plant too, I think. It has that succulent feel to it, and it's lovely.
So all you need to do is make sure you have like a nice little sunny kitchen window area, and you're going to basically see that the air is cleaner. You'll feel different probably in about a month.
And let's get it out of the way now. Let's give the folks out there in Home Wizards Land our watering tip.
What's that?
Throw it in the sink, turn on the water, let it fill up once, no, twice, maybe, 3 times, even better. Fill it and drain it, fill it and drain it, fill it and drain it. That's the exact right amount of water.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, go ahead.
Another good plant is the spider plant. I love these guys because they have these leaves that come out, but then at the end of it, it has a tuft that looks like a little baby spider.
The little babies come out. Yeah, those are really pretty.
They're like
I love them.
They look like little avatar, furry
they
creatures.
Do, and those are great hanging.
They're great in a basket.
Aren't they?
Yes.
Have you seen them where they're multiple little talons? What do we refer to these as? Not talons. That's like on a falcon.
I mean, just foliage.
There
foliage
you go.
Would
Better.
Be great.
Even better.
Yeah, but basically these long leaves are. It's really terrific because like you say, in a basket. If you had an apartment or a nice little balcony area or in your home area, it could either be inside, just by that window, or maybe just barely outside in part sun, part shade.
Yeah.
The good news is, Eric Stromer, you're going to have a hard time killing this.
And this is
Do you
something,
have any of these yet?
I do not, but let me tell you.
This will look good outside by your fountain on that side yard area.
Listen, me, Eric Stromer, someone who's survived the whole idea of having the thyroid cancer as a result of all the construction materials I probably inhaled through my career. This particular plant gets rid of benzene and formaldehyde and all the carbon monoxide and xylene in the house. That's the solvent used in leather and rubber and printing industries, right? So all the stuff that's basically on your bookshelves or in your furniture, this plant is going to filter that stuff
So we need
out.
one of these in every room, basically.
I would just wear one on like a beer helmet on your head, just walking around with it. Seriously.
It's a new trend.
That really is amazing.
It is.
That gives you a whole new motivation to buy a house plant.
So look, you're going to spend maybe $15 for the plant.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get just a teeny tiny one. Get a good, at least a 5 or 6 inch pot of these.
Yeah. When we always talk about buying plants because they're so expensive, and you get the smaller ones, something like this, you may want to go a little bigger.
You want a little bigger.
A little bit bigger.
And get it when it already has the tufts with the cute little spiders, because then you're going to feel like it's so attractive, and then you could hang it somewhere.
There's
right?
nothing less rewarding than going, look, I've got all these amazing houseplants, and then people walk in and it's like these little tiny plants.
No.
No, you want some big foliage.
So if you wanted to hang it, let's say, in your home office, what kind of a hook could we use to put it into the ceiling to have a nice...
Well, here's the good news. I mean, anytime you decide to put sort of a right angle iron coming off the wall for hanging baskets, you're always going to find wood directly around the windows. So there'll be framing on the right or left side of the window or right above the window. So that's sort of, you don't have to think much to find the wood there.
Perfect.
In terms of going into the wall, oftentimes you got to go 16 inches on center, and it's going to be difficult. But there, you're always going to have a place to drill in and screw that angle iron in so that you can hang your hanging basket.
Okay.
And you want to be in wood.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to just limit yourself to green foliage only plants for inside your house. Who knew? But the Gerber daisy actually will do well inside your home. In fact, you could put it in your laundry room because it's going to bring your home not only a beautiful sense of color, like vibrant orange flowers. I mean, these are the daisies that have more petals on them than the standard daisy.
Yeah.
It's a larger round flower, but yummy, peaches and oranges and bright magenta pinks. But this is going to help get out those chemicals that you bring home with your dry cleaning.
Sure. And boy, there are a lot of them in the dry cleaning.
So put this in your bedroom and then in your laundry room.
And we're going to assume, because there is a flower, we're going to need a lot more sun.
A little more sun. Yeah. It can't be, it's not like, the spider plant that can do well with kind of part shade.
Right.
This needs some sun, but hopefully you have some sun in there. Bring it in.
And then if you're at the store and you get the plants, you got to invest in a spray bottle, because you're going to want to mist these things often, or even better, a humidifier. If they're clumped in an area,
That's
it'd
a good
be
idea.
lovely to have that humidifier blasting.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Another really terrific house plant that's going to not only be easy to grow, but it's going to improve your air quality is called the snake plant. And when we come back, we'll talk about that and a few other plants that are really must-haves to enhance your indoor space and enhance your air quality.
Fantastic.
Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards. By the way, check us out on our website, yourhomewizards.com. We love to improve your home and improve your life.
From below till the rain comes tumbling down.
So this is a plant that's also called mother-in-law's tongue. Not a very attractive name.
No, a little spiteful tongue.
I mean, whoever came up with that name was probably not a woman.
Right. Probably not.
It sounds a little bitter.
A little bitter. A little bit like, you know what, that reminds me of that woman.
Anyway, Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, who he loves his mother-in-law.
I do.
You have
Marilyn,
a picture of your mother-in-law,
by the way,
right
she's
there.
got great houseplants.
See?
She really does well with
And
them.
you're listening to Home Wizards, by the way. We're talking about houseplants like what's known as mother-in-law's tongue.
Yeah.
But we're going to really call it snake plant. That's the main name. It's a more attractive name. And it's called a snake plant because, its leaves stand up straight, almost like a snake that you can tame.
That's right. Or a mother-in-law's tongue.
Really long
That's
tongue.
yelling at you, saying,
Really
why don't you
long
ever
tongue.
do anything around here? You're my poor daughter.
But the really cool thing about this is it needs very little light. And we're talking about plants that are not only going to be house plants, that are going to make your indoor look pretty. You'll have some decorative accents, but it's going to improve your air quality. And this is an easy-to-grow house plant. It looks really good if you get maybe 4 or 5 of them, and let's say you have an area, let's say you have a stairway. A long, slender area,
That's
and you
right.
put them all, maybe there's a planter right nearby, and you put them all in a row. You might see them in restaurants and in hotels.
If you have just one, it's sort of off-putting.
It doesn't make the impact. You
Right.
want to have 4 or 5 of them, and it has almost like a feeling of, like aliens, just kind of flowing through the air.
Yeah, and then again, the filtering aspect of it with formaldehyde. Listen to this. Do you know that formaldehyde is actually in toilet paper?
I didn't know that.
That's not reassuring.
That doesn't sound...
I'm going to apply formaldehyde on my rear end every day for the rest of my life. That just, it doesn't seem right, does it? Yeah.
So maybe we need to have a snake plant in the bathroom.
I would assume so. several of them. I
Wrap
think.
the toilet paper around.
Have that be the toilet paper holder.
Perfect. That's perfect.
I know.
It's, again, double bonus.
That's it.
Okay.
But seriously, that's amazing. There is a tremendous amount of formaldehyde off-gassing in the interior of our home, so this is a great remedy for that.
Gosh, we've got a lot of house plants to buy. All right,
Boy,
so
do we
add
ever.
snake plant to your list. But
Yep.
this is another one you've got to get, the
Okay.
golden pothos. This is something that basically you could grow in the garage. In fact, it is a good idea to put it in your garage because this will also take away the car exhaust.
Is that right?
The fumes.
This would be great, and also it trails. It can be great in a hanging
it goes
basket.
on and on and on. And one
Yeah.
time we had it as a stand-up vine, and we had this pole, and we had it inside the home, and it went round and round and round, and it got so big that we had to kind of trail it almost around the ceiling of this one
It's
room.
incredible.
And it kind of gives you this very exotic feel, but it's very easy to grow, very fast growing.
And it'll actually stay green in total darkness.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. So it basically is a very punishing plant where it doesn't expect much. Very, very low maintenance. So
Perfect.
check it out. The golden pothos. It's also known as devil's ivy. because
It's dark. It can live in the dark. It must be the devil's ivy.
Now, who knew that chrysanthemums can also work inside your home, right? Now, you might buy this already as a plant, that's maybe you got it at not only a nursery, but maybe a florist shop, right?
Right,
And it's a gift. And it's going to not only brighten your home office and your living room, but it filters out more of the bad stuff,
Sure.
And
And again, things
And it's
like
flowers.
Benzene, which is it's in glue and paint and plastics and everything that's in your kitchen basically.
Mhm.
This is going to be the remedy for that. So this would be a great thing to have in the kitchen window.
The key is, though, for this beautiful plant and this chrysanthemum, for it to have those lovely flowers in pinks and yellows, you want it to be in an area maybe by an open window with some direct sun. So
Yeah.
it's got to really be
Yeah.
a bright, bright room.
Nice sunny window in the kitchen would be great.
Yeah, so not just indirect, but direct.
Right. And I love it. It's soft. It's beautiful. It survives indoors. It's great.
There's
Let's do it.
these
And
are-
don't forget, all kitchen cabinetry is going to have that glue in it. It's the laminates, anything that has the layers of plywood kind of held together. That's every cabinet in the world, basically.
Yeah.
This is definitely a great plant for you.
Now, here is a great plant. It's actually an indoor tree, and it's known as the weeping fig. Now, I got to tell you, this is a great classic go-to plant. It looks terrific in a corner anywhere in your house, but I have killed many of a ficus tree.
I actually killed one once
unintentionally.
also.
And
Yeah.
here's the problem. It's very tricky because they're very particular about the water, about the air circulation, and about the light. They don't want to be in too dark of a room. They don't want to be in too much sunshine. And they don't want too much water, but they don't want too little. And what happened to me is all the leaves started falling off, and I was doing everything wrong. So what you want to do is when you buy your ficus tree,
Yeah.
a good tip is to keep it outside first, like for a week
To
in
acclimate it.
shade.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then kind of gradually bring it in and to an area that's kind of part sun.
Okay.
Make sure that there's some air circulation, and I would only water it tops once a week and see how that goes. And if it starts to look like the leaves are either getting dry or the leaves are dropping,
or they go yellow and then drop. Yeah.
don't that doesn't mean more water. That
No,
means it probably
that's
needs
true.
it might
That's
mean
the
more
common mistake. Yeah. I
it probably means overwater.
think people
and,
assume when it's yellow, it needs more water.
No,
That's the mistake.
no.
You're right.
So what you would want to do before you water more is to move it to another location.
Right.
Try maybe a location that has a little bit more sun,
Got it.
and see how that feels. But this is going to be good because this too will help, with all the chemicals in the furniture.
Well, yeah, and the carpeting. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that. I mean, the backing of pretty much all carpeting has a ton of chemicals that off gas. So there are ways around it. You can buy if you're in the market for new carpeting right now. Coincidentally, you can buy carpeting that has a green label to it, which will actually enable you to have a carpet that doesn't do that.
Oh,
For example,
good.
Floor.
Oh, true.
the
Right.
company Floor, FLOR, their carpet tiles, they have no off-gassing in their carpet whatsoever. So you may want to look at that if you're going to consider new carpet.
Yeah, they're made from recycled materials.
Yes, they are.
True. So, again, there are indoor flowers, dozens and dozens of things you can bring in the house as an indoor plant, like an azalea. Who knew?
Oh, that's nice.
You think about that as a shrub. You picture it maybe in people's yards where it's kind of shady, right? Well, this actually will do really well in a cool area. It doesn't like a lot of heat, but maybe let's say if you have a bright area in a basement. It wants it to be bright, not too much sun, but definitely not hot.
Sure.
It's got to be kind of in a coolish area of your home. Or
Yeah,
perhaps,
so this can't be in the late afternoon western blasting sun and
Yeah.
exposure at all.
well,
Yeah.
you'll know the difference because then the flowers, the leaves will start to turn brown.
Right.
And dry up. It's very sensitive, but they're beautiful. The azaleas and the magentas and the kind of icy pink and the white.
Sure.
So
Great
consider
idea.
that.
And then also, again, a great choice for the location, basement for
Yes.
this plant, because of all the insulations and the caulking and
Right.
the sealants that you need to kind of keep that basement separated from the rest of the house.
And this sucks all that out of there, all that
just
chemical.
takes it right out,
Isn't that
leaches it out. It's
amazing?
a filter system, yeah.
So all these plants are going to be giving it to you in so many ways, in the sense of feeling
And what
peaceful,
do they ask in return? Just a little water,
a little
tiny
light,
bit. That's
maybe
all.
maybe kind of
Occasional
give them a little air.
Maybe rotate them every once in a while. That's all, right? It's not too much.
Now, don't forget to try a little a little ivy.
Okay.
A study found that English ivy actually reduces airborne problems.
What happened? You all right? Uh-oh. Keep going. You're coming back. Yeah. So the English ivy it takes care of, well, I hate to say it, but fecal matter particles that are You purposefully started coughing so you wouldn't have to say fecal matter on the radio. I know what
No,
you
I
did.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I had a little bit of a tickle, but I'm back. But you said it beautifully.
Thank you.
Sorry. That was
you.
probably one of the
That's
highlights
right.
of
You
your
just set
broadcast
me up.
career. No, I didn't. I really didn't. I was almost verklempt for a moment.
In my broadcasting Hall of Fame retrospective, they'll just play that segment.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But English, I'll say it, fecal matter.
Thank
fecal
you.
matter.
Nice.
So English ivy will take care of all that, and also it's going to help with those household cleaning products. But just beware, ivy. It's kind of like the ficus tree too.
Yeah.
It's very sensitive to being trapped without just the right amount of indirect light, and
Right.
it doesn't want to be overwatered. I've killed ivy. Who knew? Because ivy. It grows on the hillside without
Sure,
anything happening.
sure.
But just have to be a little careful about that.
And then just to kind of eliminate
Hmm.
confusion, the whole airborne fecal matter thing is the study that they did. When you flush the toilet,
right.
it
Explodes.
It apparently explodes out of the
All the
toilet in
bacteria.
air particulates and kind of flies all over your house.
Yeah, right.
So this again would be great to have in the bathroom.
So you want
obviously.
it. So basically, you want to have the snake plant
Yep.
and the ivy
Yep.
both holding the toilet paper. The snake plant's
Yes,
holding the
and-
toilet paper, and then you have the ivy
trailing down
dangling
directly
over
below
the
the toilet.
by
There you
the
go.
by the
There you go.
toilet.
Yep. You and I are on the same page, my friend.
A few more of these plants. This is
Yeah.
something that I've actually purchased recently.
Okay.
It's very easy to care for, and it has kind of a silvery variegated leaf look. So it's picture green leaves, but then a second layer on top of the leaf of kind of like a minty green, almost silver, and it's called Chinese evergreen, or the Deborah plant, and it also takes a lot of the air pollutants and toxins out.
Oh, this is a
And
pretty one.
with very low light, it actually over time will give you little baby blooms and red berries. Not that you would
Oh,
eat
that's
them,
nice.
but a nice little bit of color. So very low light. So right now we have this in a part of our kitchen where it's very low light, and it's doing fine.
Yeah. And then
So-
you can find all these usually either in the big box stores in the shade area
Yeah.
or at a plant store, which there are not many of left.
And even grocery stores are
Yeah,
selling these, right?
yeah.
Anyway, we'll have more ideas. We'll put this on the website at yourhomewizards.com. Eric Stormer, Cindy Dole, we love to improve your home and improve your life.
Harmonizing a song, or I'm reciting a poem. Hours go by and they